Well, it's time for our Blu-ray update. I know it's been a while since I've last done one, like I think it was about a month ago, but in a month of that absence I have collected quite a bit of amount of Blu-rays, and I feel like the main thing I want to kind of talk about is box sets like these, and how like expensive I found them in one store. First one I want to talk about is Batman Anthology. I know you're probably thinking, why pick up this? Like, only the first two films are great, the third one maybe, fourth one is a complete joke. Thing is though, it's part of my it's Batman, and I have like Batman Begins and Dark Knight, and I like all three of them, and I liked the fourth Batman Robin's just more comic appeal to me now. But the thing is, I paid just £18 for this in a supermarket, and there's a store called HMV, which is like the main like big sort of music and sort of film store kind of thing. They had this for £45, and I feel that's kind of a bit of a rip-off, considering it's, you know, it's not really that old and you can get cheaper elsewhere. The other thing I want to talk about is SpiderMan. I decided I would pick up like all three of the Spider-Man Blu-rays because I can't wait for the new Amazing Spider-Man to come out in June or July, I think it is. But I went on Amazon and I paid £15 for it, so I felt that was quite a good deal, you know, £5 per Blu-ray. But in HMV they were selling this for just £70, and to me that's way too expensive for just like 3 Blu-rays, considering I know it's like a comic book and it's probably like the first sort of kind of Blu-rays, but still very steep. The other sort of box set I did buy was the XMen Quadrille, which had X-Men, X-Men 2, X-Men Last Stand and XMen Origins, and I know what you're probably thinking, it's like, why not buy like the other one, like the ultimate one that has all 5 of the films? And even so, why would you want to buy X-Men Last Stand and X-Men Origins Wolverine? Well, because I know Last Stand is a complete joke and X-Men Origins was okay, but it could have been a lot better. But I still like them, and I feel as though they're part of the whole collection of X-Men. So that's it there. You're probably wondering why I have Origins isn't in along with this list, because I already owned Origins to begin with, so I gave the spare one to a friend. So yeah, it's really good to have these, and honestly the best out of the bunch is X-Men 2, to be honest. The next one is one of my favourite films of last year, is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by David Fincher. I feel this one is much better than the Swedish version. I just like the tone of it better, it's more darker, kind of more serious, and Rooney Mara actually stole the show for this whole film, and I see her being huge in her sort of big acting career. The next two films, I kind of went up the loft a while back, and I found a lot of old DVDs, CDs and a few games that I'm not watching, playing or listening to, don't need them, traded them in, and I decided to pick up In Time and Cowboy and Aliens. I hadn't seen any of these films last year, wanted to see them, didn't get around to seeing it, so looking forward to seeing it, and I hope that they're just as good to what they're just like sort of good wee action flicks. Next one is a complete 80s classic, and I didn't know that until I actually watched it, but I agree with it now, is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This is just like one of the best 80s films I have seen in a while, and I think it's a recommendation on everyone to pick up and own. Nearly there. Next thing is another film that a lot of people kind of will talk about, like critics were talking about, like liking it. I didn't really believe them, and that's Blue Valentine. This film is just so good. It's not a romantic comedy. It's not even a romantic comedy, it's not a romantic film. It's more like a drama, like a romantic drama, and real life, like, sort of relationships, and like, you know, this is probably one of the best sort of like anti-Valentine's Day sort of films to watch, because it's so down to earth and it's so real, and it happens, and it's so real of what happens with most relationships. So yeah, worth a watch. And I saved the best for last. It's a Christopher Nolan film. It's his first feature film. It's Memento. This film is just complete classic. I mean, I was surprised by the story, surprised by the characters, surprised in how the way Christopher Nolan directed this film. And to be honest, this is like it's in my top 5 of best Christopher Nolan films ever, and it's definitely worth a watch. So yeah, that's all my Blu-rays. Again, probably won't be updating as much as I want on my Blu-ray updates, but I'll try and keep them as regularly as I can. So until next time, I'll see you guys later.